Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. How is everybody today? Come on in. I'll have some more reading to do. Hey Tammy, and Sharon is here, and Sharon's going to come up later and be on the panel with me. Lots of conversation before we started. Hi Joan. And Annie is here. Ready? Ready? Everybody says ready. Oh, you got your package? Oh, yeah, squishy, squishy. Good stuff. Hello, Patty. Come on in. Hi, Jeannie, my Canadian friend. Glad you guys are here. Are you ready to hear some more? We're going to finish Death of a Salesman. We're going to finish this tonight, and I already have listened to part of the next book, and it is going to be very good. I don't know if any of you guys have started reading it or listening to it, but it is already, I had to stop. I listened to like an hour and a half of it already, and it's not boring at all. And he reads it himself on the Audible, and it sounds wonderful. I like his voice. Got a deep voice, and I'm a sucker for those. Hey, Lorna, good to see you. Yay. Suzanne is here. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Rosie. You just got it in? Okay. It's really good. He does a nice job. He writes very well. I'm really, really happy with it so far. So I just wanted to kind of sample it, see kind of how it was going to go. And it is only, the reading of it is just about between 8 and 9 hours. So I know that we're going to be able to get through it probably pretty quickly. So, all right. So let some more people come in, and then we will start reading. I don't have anything here in front of me. I do have my camera hooked up in case I get through this pretty quickly, but I don't have it. I don't have anything working on it right now. Oh, I need to climb down my own patterns and in that I have downloaded and go through them. And I also need to go through my pattern books. That's another thing I need to do. My binders. I need to go through those and weed out things that I know I'm never going to make or that are duplicates or whatever, because I have not been through those binders in forever. I need to do that. Can y'all hear me okay? I didn't check my volume. Well, there we go. I was editing again, y'all. Had my volume down. Y'all need to remind me, volume up. Please hit the thumb if you don't mind. I would love to have as many thumbs as I can. It just helps. It helps everything. And I really have been struggling to do anything the last couple of days. For some reason, with all this allergy stuff that's going on, it has really put me into that funk. I'm in a funk. And I need to get myself out of it. I really do. I need to get moving. You like the intro? I think it turned out good. I didn't want it to be too long, but I just sort of decided, you know what? I needed to revamp it a little bit between the old one and the new one, and I think it turned out pretty good. Thank you. Oh, yeah. The rabbit holes are deep, aren't they? Oh, Hobie ones? Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, Rosie. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I am sure you do. And I really hate to say it at all when I don't feel well like that, and I don't wanna be negative, but it's hard. It really is, and I know a lot of you have that same feeling. I know that when you're not well, it's just not easy to get yourself moving, and I want you to know that I get it. I get it, and it's getting harder the farther along we go, isn't it? The older we get, the harder that gets too. Oh, I know. Discombobulated. And I think part of it is, it's that fogginess that's going on. It's kinda thrown me into a little bit of a fibro fog too and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah. It is what it is, but I'm gonna keep on keeping on. I do have my lipstick on. I have been told that when you are on camera, that if you wear lipstick, it's easier for people to read your mouth and to know what you're trying to say. So I thought, I'd put the brighter lipstick on for reading the book. Now I have my window open, the blind open right now so you can see me pretty good. I may wind up having to turn my overhead light on. When I turn my overhead on, we kinda lose the brightness of the on air sign, but we'll do that whenever if it starts to get dark here. Yeah, get up and go, got up and left. Exactly. Absolutely, Tammy. Enjoy every day. We should all enjoy every day. We should. And I do enjoy my days. It's just there are days when I just can't get moving. And I've been taking the Sudafed to to clear out. So that's thrown the sleep schedule off. Oh well. Yes, and get up and get dressed. That's another thing. I have to make myself get up, get dressed. So once I get up, get a shower, and I was watching something the other day, and this guy was doing bullet journaling, and on his channel, he was talking about how he showers twice a day. And I thought, okay, that's a bit much. Once a day, I get, but twice a day, that's not going to happen with me. But he has total reasons why he does that. So, okay. Are y'all ready? When we left off in this story, um, Willie is supposed to have dinner with his boys, okay? And he was having those moments where he was seeing everybody else, seeing the other people. So I'm going to start at the top of the page and just move forward with where we were, I think. Because Willie is having a conversation with Bernard. Well, Bill Oliver, very big sporting goods man, he wants Biff very badly. Called him in from the West, long distance, carte blanche, special deliveries. Your friends have their own private tennis court. You still you still with the old firm, Willie? After a pause, Willie says, I'm overjoyed to see how you made the grade, Bernard. Overjoyed. It's an encouraging thing to see a young man really looks very good for Biff. Very. He breaks off then. Bernard, he's so full of emotion, he breaks off again. What is it, Willie? What what's the secret? What secret? How did you why didn't he ever catch on? I wouldn't know that, Willie. Willie, confidentially and desperately, he says, "You were his friend. His boyhood friend. There's something I don't understand about it. His life ended after that Ebbets Field game. From the age of 17, nothing good ever happened to him. Bernard, he never trained himself for anything. Willie, but he did. He did. After high school, he took so many correspondence courses, radio mechanics, television, God knows what, and never made the slightest mark. Willie, do you want to talk candidly? Willie's rising up, and he says, I regard you as a very brilliant man, Bernard. I value your advice. Ah, the hell with advice, Willie. I couldn't advise you. There's just one thing I've always wanted to ask you. When he was supposed to graduate, and the math teacher flunked him, Willie, oh, that son of a bitch ruined his life. Yeah, but Willie, all he had to do was go to summer school and make up that subject. That's right, that's right. Did you tell him not to go to summer school? Me? I begged him to go. I ordered him to go. Then why wouldn't he go? Why? Why, Bernard? That question has been trailing me like a ghost for the last 15 years. He flunked the subject and laid down and died like a hammer hit him. Take it easy, kid. Let me talk to you. I got nobody to talk to, Bernard. Bernard, was it my fault? You see, it keeps going around in my mind. Maybe I did something to him. I got nothing to give him. Don't take it so hard. Why did he lay down? What is the story there? You were his friend. Willie, I remember it was June and our grades came out and he'd flunked math. That son of a bitch. No, it wasn't right then. Biff just got very angry, I remember, and he was ready to enroll in summer school. He was? He wasn't beaten by it all, but then, Willie, he disappeared from the block for about almost a month. And I got the idea that he'd gone up to New England to see you. Did he have a talk with you then? Willie stares in silence. Bernard, Willie? Willie, with a strong edge of resentment in his voice. Yeah? He came to Boston. What about it? Right. Well, just that when he came back, I'll never forget this. It always mystifies me because I thought so well of Biff, even though he'd always taken advantage of me. I loved him, Willie, and he came back after that month and took his sneakers. Remember those sneakers with University of Virginia printed on them? He was so proud of those, wore them every day, and he took them down in the cellar and burned them in the furnace. We had a fist fight. Lasted at least half an hour. Just the two of us, punching each other down the cellar and crying right through it. I often thought of how strange it was that I knew he'd given up his life. What happened in Boston, Willie? Willie looks at him as an intruder. I just bring it up because you asked me. Willie, angrily, nothing. What do you mean what happened? What's that got to do with anything? Well, don't get sore. What are you trying to do? Blame it on me? If a boy lays down, is that my fault? Now, Willie, don't talk to me that way. What does that mean? What happened? Charlie enters. He's in his vest and he carries a bottle of bourbon. Charlie, hey, you're going to miss that train. He waves the bottle. Bernard, yeah, I'm going. He takes the bottle. Thanks, Pop. He picks up his rackets and bag. Goodbye, Willie, and don't worry about it. You know it. If at first you don't succeed. Yeah, I believe in that. But sometimes, Willie, it's better for a man just to walk away. Walk away? That's right. But if you can't walk away, Bernard, after a slight pause, I guess that's when it's tough, extending his hand. Goodbye, Willie. Willie, shaking Bernard's hand. Goodbye, boy. Charlie, an arm around Bernard's shoulder. How do you like this, kid? Gonna argue a case in front of the Supreme Court. Bernard protesting. Pop! Willie, genuinely shocked, pained, and happy. No! The Supreme Court? Bernard, I gotta run. Bye, Dad. Charlie, knock 'em dead, Bernard. Bernard goes off. Willie, as Charlie takes out his wallet, the Supreme Court, and he didn't even mention it. Charlie, counting money on the desk. He don't have to. He's gonna do it. Willie, and you never told him what to do, did you? You never took any interest in him. Charlie, my salvation is that I never took interest in anything. There's some money, $50. I got an accountant inside. Charlie, look, with difficulty. I got my insurance to pay. If you can manage it, I need $110. Charlie doesn't reply for a moment, merely stops moving. I draw it from my bank, but Linda would know, and I... Sit down, Willie. Willie moving toward the chair. I'm keeping an account of everything, remember? I'll pay every penny back. He sits. Now listen to me, Willie. I want you to know I appreciate... Willie, What are you doing? What the hell's going on in your head? Why, I offered you a job. You can make $50 a week, and I won't send you on the road. I've got a job. Without pay? What kind of a job is a job without pay? He rises. Now look, kid, enough is enough. I'm no genius, but I know when I'm being insulted. Willie, insulted? Charlie, why don't you want to work for me? What's the matter with you? I've got a job. Then what are you walking in here every week for? Willie getting up. Well, if you don't want me to walk in here, I'm offering you a job. I don't want your goddamn job. When the hell are you going to grow up? Willie furiously, you big ignoramus. There's an old word, ignoramus. If you say that to me again, I'll rap you one. I don't care how big you are. He's ready to fight. Pause. Charlie kindly going to him. How much do you need, Willie? Charlie, I'm strapped. I'm strapped. I don't know what to do. I was just fired. Howard fired you? That snot nose. Imagine that. I named him. I named him, Howard. Willie, when are you going to realize that them things don't mean anything? You named Howard, but you can't sell that. The only thing you got in this world is what you can sell. And the funny thing is that you're a salesman and you don't know that. Oh my gosh. Hi, Sandy. Let me check and see if I missed anything here. Okay. Y'all are just listening, huh? Listening and working on stuff? Willie, I've always tried to think otherwise, I guess. I always felt that if a man was impressive and well liked, that nothing. Why must everybody like you? Who liked J.P. Morgan? Was he impressive? In a Turkish bath, he'd look like a butcher, but with his pockets on, he was very well liked. Now listen, Willie, I know you don't like me, and nobody can say I'm in love with you, but I'll give you a job because, just for the hell of it, put that away. Put it that way. Now what do you say? I I just can't work for you, Charlie. What are you, jealous of me? I can't work for you, that's all. Don't ask me why. Charlie, angered, takes out more bills. You've been jealous of me all your life, you damn fool. Here, you pay your insurance. He puts money in Willie's hand. I'm keeping strict accounts. I got some work to do. Take care of yourself and pay your insurance. Willie moving to the right. Funny, after all the highways and the trains and the appointments and the years, you end up with more dead than alive. Charlie says, Willie, nobody's worth nothing dead. After a slight pause. Did you hear what I said? Willie, apologize to Bernard for me when you see him. I didn't mean to argue with him. He's a fine boy. They're all fine boys, and they'll end up big, all of them. Someday they'll all play tennis together. Wish me luck, Charlie. He saw Bill Oliver today. Good luck. Charlie, you're the only friend I got. Isn't that a remarkable thing? Charlie says, Jesus. Charlie stares after him a moment and follows, and light blacks out. Suddenly, rushes music is heard, and a red glow rises behind the screen at right. Stanley, a young waiter, appears carrying a table, followed by Happy, who is carrying 2 chairs. Stanley, putting the table down, that's all right, Mr. Lohman. I can handle it myself. He turns and takes the chairs from Happy and places them at a table. Happy glancing around. Oh, this is better. Stanley, sure, in the front there, you're in the middle of all kinds of noise. Whenever you got a party, Mr. Lohman, you just tell me and I'll put you back here. There's a lot of people they don't like it private because they got to go out like to see lots of action around them because they're sick and tired to stay in the house by themselves. But I know you ain't from Hackensack. You know what I mean. Happy sitting down. How's it coming, Stanley? Oh, it's a dog's life. I only wish during the war they took me in the army. I could have been dead by now. Happy. My brother's back, Stanley. Oh, he came back, eh? From the far west? Yeah, big cattleman, my brother. So treat him right. My father's coming too. Oh, your father too. You got a couple of nice lobsters? 100% big. I want them with the claws. Don't worry. I don't give you no mice. Happy laughs. How about some wine? I'll put a head on the meal. No, you remember, Stanley, that recipe I brought you from overseas with the champagne in it? Stanley, oh yeah, sure. I got it tacked up in the kitchen. That'll have to cost $1 a piece anyways. That's all right. What'd you do? What'd you hit a number or something? Happy, no, it's a little celebration. My brother is, I think he pulled off a big deal today. I think we're going into business together. Great. That's the best for you because a family business, you know what I mean? That's the best. That's what I think. Because what's the difference? Somebody steals. It's in the family. Know what I mean? Like the bartender here. The boss is going crazy. What kind of leak he's got in the cash register? You put it in, but it don't come out. Shh. Stanley, what? You notice I wasn't looking right or left, was I? No. And my eyes are closed? So what's a strudel's coming? Stanley, catching on, looks around. Oh, no, there's no. He breaks off as a feared, lavishly dressed girl enters and sits at the next table. Both follow her with their eyes. Stanley, geez, how'd you know? Happy, I got radar or something. Staring directly at her profile. Ooh, Stanley. I think that's for you, Mr. Lohman. Happy, look at that mouth. Oh, God, and the binoculars. Binoculars. Come on, Bubby. Serb's break. He's coming in. There he is. You can tell when the camera shakes that Serbs has landed. Stanley, geez, you got a life, Mr. Lohman. Happy, wait on her. Stanley, going to the girls' table. Would you like a menu, ma'am? Girl, I'm expecting someone, but I'd like a. Why don't you bring her? Excuse me, miss. Do you mind? I sell champagne, and I'd like you to try my brand. Bring her champagne, Stanley. Girl, that's awfully nice of you. Happy, don't mention it. It's all company money. Girl, that's a charming product to be selling, isn't it? Oh, gets to be like everything else. Selling is selling, you know. Girl, I suppose. You don't happen to sell, do you? Girl, no, I don't sell. Would you object to a compliment from a stranger? You ought to be on a magazine cover. Girl, looking at him a little archly. I have been. Stanley comes in with a glass of champagne. Happy. What I'd say before, Stanley. You see, she's a cover girl. Oh, I could see. I could see. Happy. What magazine? Girl, oh, a lot of them. She takes the drink. Thank you. You know what they say in France, don't you? Champagne is the drink of the complexion. Ah, Biff. Biff has entered and sits with Happy. Hello, kid. Sorry I'm late. I just got here, Miss Girl, Forsyth. Miss Forsyth, this is my brother. Is Dad here? His name is Biff. You might have heard of him. Great football player. Really? What team? Are you familiar with football? No, I'm afraid I'm not. Biff is quarterback with the New York Giants. Girl, well, that is nice, isn't it? She drinks. Happy, good health. I'm happy to meet you. That's my name, Hap. It's really Harold, but at West Point they called me Happy. Girl, I'm now really impressed. Oh, I see. How do you do? She turns her profile. Isn't Dad coming? Happy, you want her? Oh, I could never make that. Happy, I remember the time that idea would never came into your head. Where's the old confidence, Biff? Biff, I just saw Oliver. Wait a minute. I got to see the old confidence again. You want her. She's on call. Oh, no. He turns to look at the girl. Happy, I'm telling you, watch this. Turning to the girl. Honey, she turns to him. Are you busy? Girl, well, I am, but I could make a phone call. Happy, do that, will you, honey, and see if you can get a friend. We'll be here for a while. Biff is one of the greatest football players in the country. Girl, standing up. Well, I'm certainly happy to meet you. Happy says, come back soon. I'll try. Don't try, honey. Try hard. The girl exits. Stanley follows, shaking his head in bewildered admiration. Isn't that a shame now? A beautiful girl like that. That's why I can't get married. That's not a good woman in 1,000. New York is loaded with them, kid. Hap, look. I told you she was on call. Biff, strangely unnerved. Cut it out. I want to tell you something. Did you see Oliver? I saw him all right. Now look, I want to tell Dad a couple of things and I want you to help me. What? Is he going to back you? Are you crazy? You're out of your goddamn head. You know that? Why? What happened? I did a terrible thing today, Hap. It's been the strangest day I ever went through. I'm all numb, I swear. You mean he wouldn't see you? Well, I waited 6 hours for him all day, kept sending my name in, even tried to date his secretary so she'd get to him, but no soap. Because you're not showing the old confidence, Biff. He remembered you, didn't he? Biff, stopping happy with a gesture. Finally, about 5 o'clock, he comes out. Didn't remember who I was or anything. I felt like such an idiot, Hap. Did you tell him my Florida idea? He walked away. I saw him for 1 minute. I got so mad I could have torn the walls down. How the hell did I ever get the idea I was a salesman there? I even believed myself that I'd been a salesman for him, and then he gave me one look, and I realized what a ridiculous lie my whole life has been. We've been talking in a dream for 15 years. I was a shipping clerk. What'd you do? Biff, with the great tension and wonder, says, well, he left, see, and the secretary went out. I was all alone in the waiting room. I don't know what came over me, Hap. The next thing I know, I'm in his office, paneled walls, everything. I can't explain it. Hap, I took his fountain pen. Geez, did he catch you? I ran out. I ran down all 11 flights. I ran and ran and ran. That was awful dumb. What'd you do that for? I don't know. I just wanted to take something. I don't know. You got to help me, Hap. I'm going to tell Pop. You crazy? What for? Hap, he's got to understand that I'm not the man somebody lends that kind of money to. He thinks I've been spiting him all these years, and it's eating him up. That's just it. You tell him something nice. I can't. Say you got a lunch date with Oliver tomorrow. So what do I do tomorrow? You leave the house tomorrow, come back at night, say Oliver's thinking it over. And he thinks it over for a couple of weeks, and gradually it fades away. Nobody's the worse. But it'll go on forever. Dad's never as happy as when he's looking forward to something. Willie enters, happy. Hello, Scout. Willie. Gee, I haven't been here in years. Okay, got to get a drink. In my Texas cup, I've got, what was this one? Chocolate pumpkin spice with vanilla? No, with sweet and creamer. What are y'all drinking? What are you working on? Stanley's followed Willie in and sets a chair for him. Stanley starts off, but Happy stops him. Stanley. Biff going to Willie with guilt with guilt as to an invalid. Sit down, Pop. You want a drink? Willie, sure, I don't mind. Let's get a load on. You look worried. Nah, scotch all around. Make it doubles. Doubles right, he goes. You had a couple already, didn't you? Just a couple, yeah. Well, what happened, boy? Nodding affirmatively. Everything go all right? Biff takes a breath. Willie's and reaches out and grasps Willie's hand. Pal, he's smiling bravely, and Willie is smiling too. I had an experience today. Happy. Terrific, Pop. That's so. What happened? Biff, high, slightly alcoholic, above the earth. I'm going to tell you everything from first to last. It's been a strange day. Silence. He looks around, composes himself as best he can, but his breath keeps breaking the rhythm of his voice. I had to wait quite a while for him, and Oliver? Yeah, Oliver, all day. As a matter of fact, cold fact, and a lot of instances, pop facts about my life came back to me. Who was it, Pop? Whoever said I was a salesman with Oliver? Well, you were. No, Dad. I was a shipping clerk. But you were practically... Dad, I don't know who said it first, but I was never a salesman for Bill Oliver. What are you talking about? Let's hold on to the facts tonight, Pop. We're not going to get anywhere bulling around. I was a shipping clerk. All right, now listen to me. Why don't you listen to me finish? I'm not interested in stories about the past or any crap that kind, because the woods are burning, boys. You understand? There's a big blaze going all around. I was fired today. Biff, shocked. How could you be? I was fired, and I'm looking for a little good news to tell your mother, because the woman has waited on the woman has suffered. The gist of it is that I haven't got a story left in my head, Biff, so don't give me a lecture about facts and aspects. I'm not interested. Now, what you got to say to me? Stanley walks up with the drinks. Willie asks, Did you see Oliver? Jesus, Dad. You mean you didn't go up there? Sure, he went up there. I did. I saw him. How could they fire you? What kind of a welcome did he give you? He won't even let you work on commission? I'm out. So tell me, he give you a warm welcome? Sure, Pop, sure. Well, it was I was wondering if he'd remember you. Imagine, men doesn't see him for 10, 12 years and gives him that kind of a welcome. Y'all are working on your dickies. That's good. Okay. Pop, look, you know why he remembered you, don't you? Because you impressed him in those days. Let's talk quietly and get this down to facts, huh? Well, what happened? It's great news, Biff. Did he take you into his office or did you talk in the waiting room? Well, he came in seeing... What'd he say? Bet you he threw his arm around you. Well, he's a fine man. Very hard man to see, you know. Oh, I know, Happy says. Is that where you had the drinks? Yeah, he gave me a couple of... No, no, Happy cutting in. He told him my Florida idea. Willie, don't interrupt. How'd he react to the Florida idea? Dad, will you give me a minute to explain? I've been waiting for you to explain since I sat down here. What happened? He took you into the office and what? Well, I talked and he listened. See? Famous for the way he listens, you know. What was his answer? His answer was, Dad, you're not letting me tell you what I want to tell you. You didn't see him, did you? I did see him. Would you insult him or something? You insulted him, didn't you? Listen, will you let me out of it? Will you just let me out of it? What the hell? Says Happy. Tell me what happened. Biff looks to Happy and says, I can't talk to him. A single trumpet note jars the ear. The light of green leaves stains the house, which holds the air of night and a dream. Young Bernard enters and knocks on the door of the house. Now we're changing scenes again, y'all. I'm trying to read as fast as I can. And y'all hang tight because I'm going to have Sharon come up here in just a little bit. I may have to turn my light on too. I'm running out of light here. I got to be able to see my book. Woohoo! Okay. So we've changed scenes. Young Bernard frantically, Mrs. Lohman, Mrs. Lohman. Happy, tell him what happened. Biff to Happy, shut up and leave me alone. Willie, no, you had to go and flunk math. Biff, what math? What are you talking about? Young Bernard, Mrs. Lohman, Mrs. Lohman. Linda appears in the house as of old. Willie, wildly, math. Biff, take it easy, Pop. Young Bernard, Mrs. Lohman. Willie, furiously, if you hadn't flunked, you'd have been set by now. Biff, now look, I'm going to tell you what happened, and you're going to listen to me. Young Bernard, Mrs. Lohman. Biff, I waited 6 hours. Happy, what the hell are you saying? I kept sending him my name, but he wouldn't see me, so finally he continues unheard as light fades low on the restaurant. Young Bernard, Biff flunked math. Linda, no. Young Bernard, Birnbaum flunked him. They won't graduate him. Linda, but they have to. He's got to go to the university. Where is he? Biff! Biff! No, he left. He went to Grand Central. You mean he went to Boston? Is Uncle Willie in Boston? Oh, maybe Willie can talk to the teacher. Oh, the poor, poor boy. Light on the house area snaps out. Biff at the table, now audible, holding up a gold fountain pen. So I'm washed up with Oliver. You understand? Are you listening to me? Willie at a loss. Yeah, sure. If you hadn't flunked. Biff. Flunked what? What are you talking about? Don't blame everything on me. I didn't flunk math. You did. What pen? Happy says, that was awful dumb, Biff. A pen like that is worth. Willie, seeing the pen for the first time. You took Oliver's pen? Biff's weakening. Dad, I just explained it to you. You stole Bill Oliver's fountain pen. I didn't exactly steal it. That's just what I've been explaining to you. Happy. He had it in his hand, and just then Oliver walked in, so he got nervous and stuck it in his pocket. Willie, my God, Biff. I never intended to do it, Dad. Operator's voice. Standish Arms, good evening. Willie, shouting. I'm not in my room. Biff, frightened. Dad, what's the matter? He and Happy stand up. Operator, ringing Mr. Lohman for you. Willie, I'm not there, stop it. Biff, horrified, gets down on one knee before Willie. Dad, I'll make good, I'll make good. Willie tries to get to his feet. Biff holds him down. Sit down now. Willie, no, you're no good. You're no good for anything. I am, Dad. I'll find something else. You understand? Now don't worry about anything. He holds up Willie's face. Talk to me, Dad. Operator, Mr. Lowen does not answer. Shall I page him? Willie attempting to stand as though to rush and silence the operator. No, no, no. Happy. He'll strike something. Pop. Willie. No, no. Biff desperately standing over Willie. Pop, listen. Listen to me. I'll tell you something good. Oliver talked to his partner about the Florida idea. You listening? He talked to his partner and he came to me. I'm going to be all right. You hear? Dad, listen to me. He said it was just a question of the amount. Willie, then you got it? Happy. He's going to be terrific, Pop. Willie trying to stand. Then you got it, haven't you? You got it. You got it. Biff, agonized, holds Willie down. No, no, look, Pop. I'm supposed to have lunch with him tomorrow. I'm just telling you this so you'll know I can still make an impression, Pop. I'll make good somewhere. But I can't go tomorrow, see? Why not? You simply... But the pen, Pop. You give it to him and tell him it was an oversight. Sure, have lunch tomorrow. I can't say that. You were doing a crossword puzzle and accidentally used his pen. Listen, kid, I took those balls years ago. Now I walk in with this fountain pen. That clinches it, don't you see? I can't face him like that. I'll try elsewhere. Page's voice. Paging Mr. Lohman. Willie, don't you want to be anything? Biff. Pop, how can I go back? You don't want to be anything. Is that what's behind it? Biff, now angry at Willie for not crediting his sympathy. Don't take it that way. You think it was easy walking into that office after what I've done to him? A team of horses couldn't have dragged me back to Bill Oliver. Then why do you go? Why did I go? Why did I go? Look at you. Look at what's become of you. Off left, the woman laughs. Willie, Biff, you're going to go to that lunch tomorrow, or I can't go. I've got no appointment. Biff, Willie, are you spitting me? Are you spiting me? Biff, don't take it that way. God damn it. Willie strikes Biff and falters away from the table. You rotten little louse. Are you spiting me? The woman. Someone's at the door, Willie. Biff, I'm no good. Can't you see what I am? Happy, separating them, says, hey, you're in a restaurant. Now cut it out, both of you. The girls enter. Hello, girls. Sit down. The woman laughs off to the left. Miss Forsyth, I guess might as well. This is Letta. The woman, Willie, are you going to wake up? Biff, ignoring Willie. How are you, miss? Sit down. What do you drink? Miss Forsyth says, Letta might not be able to stay long. Letta says, I got to get up early tomorrow. I got jury duty. I'm so excited. Were you fellows ever on a jury? Let's see, I like her. I know this is confusing with this like stuff coming from the side, but that's what's going on. If you guys notice that's what's going on with Willie, that he's having these issues with stuff like in the peripheral, that he's thinking of all these other things in the back of his mind while all of this is going on in real time. This is not the easiest thing to read out loud. No, but I seen it in front of them. The girls laugh. This is my father. Letta, isn't he cute? Sit down with us, Pop. Happy says, sit down, Biff. Biff going to, come on, Slugger, drink us under the table. To hell with it. Come on, sit down, pal. On Biff's last insistence, Willie is about to sit. The woman now urgently, Willie, are you going to answer the door? The woman's call pulls Willie back. He starts right, befuddled. Biff, hey, where are you going? Open the door. Biff, the door? The washroom, the door, where's the door? Biff leading Willie to the left. Just go straight down. Willie moves left. The woman says, Willie, are you going to get up? Get up, get up. Willie exits left. Letta says, I think it's sweet you bring your daddy along. Miss Forsyth, oh, he really isn't really your father. Biff at left, turning to her resentfully. Miss Forsyth, you've just seen a prince walk by. A fine, troubled prince. A hard-working, unappreciated prince. A pal. You understand? A good companion. Always for his boys. That's so sweet. Well, girls, what's the program? We're wasting time. Come on, Biff, gather round. Where would you like to go? Biff says, why don't you do something for him? Happy says, me? Biff says, don't you give a damn for him, Hap? Happy says, what are you talking about? I'm the one. Biff says, I sense it. You don't give a goddamn about him. He takes the rolled up hose from his pocket and puts it on the table in front of Happy. Look what I found in the cellar, for Christ's sake. How can you bear to let it go on? Me? Who goes away? Who runs off? Yeah, he doesn't mean anything to you. You could help him. I can't. Don't you understand what I'm talking about? He's going to kill himself. Don't you know that? Don't I know it? Me? Help him. Jesus, help him. Help him. I can't bear to look at his face. Happy staring after him. Where are you going? Miss Forsyth. What's he so mad about? Happy says, come on, girls. We'll catch up with him. Miss Forsyth, as Happy pushes her out. Say, I don't like that temper of his. Happy says, he's just a little overstrung. He'll be all right. Willie off to the left as the woman laughs. Don't answer. Don't answer. Letta, don't you want to tell your father? Happy, no, that's not my father. He's just a guy. Come on. We'll catch Biff, and honey, we're going to paint this town. Stanley, where's the check? Hey, Stanley. They exit. Stanley looks toward the left. Stanley calling Happy indignantly. Mr. Loman. Mr. Loman. Stanley picks up a chair and follows them off. Knocking is heard off left. The woman enters, laughing. Willie follows her. She's in a black slip, and he's buttoning his shirt. Raw, sensuous music accompanies their speech. Willie, you stop laughing. Will you stop? The woman says, aren't you going to answer the door? He'll wake the whole hotel. I'm not expecting anybody. Why don't you have another drink, honey, and stop being so damn self-centered? I'm so lonely. The woman says, you know you ruin me, Willie. From now on, whenever you come to the office, I'll see that you go right through to the buyers. No waiting at my desk anymore, Willie. You ruin me. Uh-huh. So now we know who the woman is that he's having the affair with. Right? Anybody know who it is? Hey, Alice. Well, that's why I'm trying to break it up here and talk about it as we go. Glad you're here. Okay, got a jet. Does that mean you have to go? Have a good night. So the woman that he has been seeing in his mind, he must have had. No, I don't think it's a hotel clerk. She says the next time you come in the office. So I think it's the secretary at Oliver's. It's Oliver's secretary. Good night, Annie. Hi, Frozen. I mean, that's what I think it is. She says, from now on, whenever you come to the office, I'll see that you go right through to the buyers. No waiting at my desk anymore, Willie. You ruined me. That's nice of you to say that. The woman says, gee, you are self-centered. Why so sad? You are the saddest self-centered soul I ever did seesaw. She laughs and he kisses her. Come on inside, drummer boy. It's silly to be dressing in the middle of the night. As knocking is heard, aren't you going to answer the door? They're knocking on the wrong door. The woman says, but I felt the knocking, and he heard us talking in here. Maybe the hotel's on fire. Willie says, his terror is rising. It's a mistake. The woman says, tell them to go away. There's nobody there. It's getting on my nerves, Willie. There's somebody standing out there, and it's getting on my nerves. Willie pushing her away from him. All right, stay in the bathroom here and don't come out. I think there's a law in Massachusetts about it, so don't come out. It may be that new room clerk. He looked very mean. So don't come out. It's a mistake. There's no fire. The knocking is heard again. He takes a few steps away from her, and she vanishes into the wing. The light follows him, and now he's facing young Biff, who carries a suitcase. Biff steps toward him. The music is gone. Biff. Why didn't you answer? Biff, what are you doing in Boston? Why didn't you answer? I've been knocking for 5 minutes. I called you on the phone. I just heard you. I was in the bathroom, had the door shut. Did anything happen at home? Dad, I let you down. What do you mean? Dad, Biffo, what's this about? Putting his arm around Biff. Come on, let's go downstairs and get you malted. Dad, I flunked math. Not for the term. The term. I haven't got enough credits to graduate. You mean to say Bernard wouldn't give you the answers? He did. He tried, but I only got a 61. And they wouldn't give you 4 points? I don't know what it is now. 64 was failing. 65 was failing. I think it's higher than that now. Birnbaum refused absolutely. I begged him, Pop, but he won't give me those points. You got to talk to him before they close the school, because if he saw the kind of man you are and you just talked him in your way, I'm sure he'd come through for me. The class came right before practice, see, and I didn't go enough. Would you talk to him? He'd like you, Pop. You know the way you talk. You're on. We'll drive right back. Oh, Dad, good work. I'm sure he'll change it for you. Go downstairs. Tell the clerk I'm checking out. Go right down. Yes, sir. See, the reason he hates me, Pop. One day he was late for class, so I got up at the blackboard and imitated him. I crossed my eyes and talked with a lisp. Willie laughing. You did? The kids like it? They nearly died laughing. Yeah? What'd you do? The square root of 63 is. Willie burst out laughing, and Biff joins him. And in the middle of it all, he walked in. Willie laughs and the woman joins in off stage. Willie, without hesitation, says, hurry downstairs. Biff, somebody in there? No, that was next door. The woman laughs off stage. Biff, somebody got in your bathroom. No, it's the next room. There's a party. The woman enters laughing. She lisps, can I come in? There's something in the bathtub, Willie, and it's moving. Willie looks at Biff, who's staring open-mouthed and horrified at the woman. Ah, so this is what happened in Boston. What happened in Boston is that Biff caught him with the other woman. Aha. Willie looks, you better go back to your room. They must be finished painting by now. They're painting her room, so I let her take a shower here. Go back, go, he pushes her. But I've got to get dressed, Willie. I can't. Get out of here. Go back, go back. Suddenly striving for the ordinary. This is Miss Frances, Biff. She's a buyer. They're painting her room. Go back, Miss Frances. Go back. But my clothes. I can't go out naked in the hall. Willie pushing her off stage. Get out of here. Go back, go back. Biff slowly sits down on his suitcase as the argument continues off stage. The woman. Where's my stockings? You promised me stockings, Willie. Willie says, I have no stockings here. You had 2 boxes of size 9 shears for me, and I want them. Willie, here, for God's sake, will you get out of here? The woman enters holding a box of stockings. I just hope there's nobody in the hall, that's all. To Biff. Are you football or baseball? Biff, football. The woman, angry and humiliated. That's me too. Good night. She snatches her clothes from Willie and walks out. Willie, after a pause, well, better get going. I want to get to school first thing in the morning. Get my suits out of the closet. I'll get my valise. Biff doesn't move. What's the matter? Biff remains motionless, tears falling. She's a buyer. Buys for J.H. Simmons. She lives down the hall. They're painting. You don't imagine. He breaks off after a pause. Now listen, pal. She's just a buyer. She serves merchandise in her room, and they have to keep it looking just so. All right, get my suits. Biff doesn't move. Now stop crying and do as I say. I gave you an order, Biff. I gave you an order. Is that what you do when I give you an order? How dare you cry? Putting his arm around him. Now look, Biff, when you grow up, you'll understand about these things. You mustn't overemphasize a thing like this. I'll see Burnbound first thing in the morning. Biff says, never mind. Willie getting down beside Biff. Never mind. He's going to give you those points. I'll see to it. He wouldn't listen to you. He certainly will listen to me. You need those points for the U of Virginia. I'm not going there. Huh? If I can't get him to change that mark, you'll make it up in summer school. You've got all summer to... Biff is weeping. Dad. Oh, my boy, he's weeping now too. Dad, she's nothing to me, Biff. I was lonely. I was terribly lonely. Well, at least he came forward with it. So, it couldn't have been easy all these years now with him and Biff having this secret. The other brother doesn't know, I'm assuming. And the wife doesn't know. Yes. And the stockings, we heard that in the earlier part of the book where he keeps telling her, we don't mend stockings in this house. That's his thing, because he had that thing with the other woman within the stockings. So it all makes more sense. Biff says, you gave her mama stockings. His tears break through and he rises to go. Willie grabbing for Biff. I gave you an order. Don't touch me, you liar. Apologize for that. You fake, you phony little fake. You fake. Overcome, he turns quickly, weeping, fully out, goes out with his suitcase, and Willie's left on the floor on his knees. I gave you an order, Biff. Come back here. I'll beat you. Come back here. I'll whip you. Stanley comes quickly in from the right and stands in front of Willie. Willie shouts at Stanley, I gave you an order. Stanley, hey, let's pick it up. Pick it up, Mr. Loman. He helps Willie to his feet. Your boys left with the chippies. They said they'll see you home. A second waiter watches some distance away. But we were supposed to have dinner together. Music is heard. It's Willie's theme. Stanley, can you make it? Sure, I can make it. Do I look all right? He's checking his clothes. Sure, you look all right. He flicks a speck off Willie's lapel. Here's $1. Oh, your son paid me. It's all right. Willie, pointing it at Stanley's hand. No, take it. You're a good boy. Oh, no, you don't have to. Here's some more. I don't need it anymore. After a slight pause, tell me, is there a seed store in the neighborhood? Stanley, seeds? You mean like to plant? As Willie turns, Stanley slips the money back into his jacket pocket. Yes, carrots, peas. Well, there's hardware stores on 6th Avenue, but it may be too late now. Willie anxiously says, oh, I'd better hurry. I've got to get some seeds. He starts off to the right. I've got to get some seeds right away. Nothing's planted. I don't have a thing in the ground. Willie hurries out as the light goes down. Stanley moves over to the right after him, watches him off, and the other waiter has been staring at Willie. Stanley to the waiter, well, what are you looking at? The waiter picks up the chairs, moves off right. Stanley takes the table and follows him. The light fades on this area. There is a long pause, the sound of the flute coming over. The light gradually rises on the kitchen, which is empty. Happy appears at the door of the house, followed by Biff. Happy's carrying a large bunch of long-stemmed roses. He enters the kitchen, looks around for Linda. Not seeing her, he turns to Biff, who's just outside the house door, and makes a gesture with his hands indicating, not here, I guess. He looks into the living room and freezes. Inside, Linda, unseen, is seated, Willie's coat on her lap. She rises ominously and quietly and moves toward Happy, who backs up into the kitchen, afraid. Happy says, hey, what are you doing up? Linda says nothing, but moves toward him implacably. Where's Pop? He keeps backing to the right, and now Linda is in full view in the doorway to the living room. Is he sleeping? Linda says, where were you? Happy, trying to laugh it off. We met 2 girls, Mom. Very fine types. Here, we brought you some flowers. Offering them to her, put them in your room, Ma. She knocks them to the floor at Biff's feet. He has now come inside and closed the door behind him. She stares at Biff, silent. Happy says, now what'd you do that for, Mom? I want you to have some flowers. Linda, cutting Happy off violently to Biff. Don't you care whether he lives or dies? Happy, going to the stairs. Come upstairs, Biff. Biff, with a flare of disgust to Happy, go away from me. To Linda, he says, what do you mean lives or dies? Nobody's dying around here, pal. Linda, get out of my sight. Get out of here. Biff, I want to see the boss. Linda, you're not going near him. Where is he? You invite him for dinner. He looks forward to it all day. And then you desert him there. There's no stranger you'd do that to. Happy says, why? He had a swell with the time with us. Listen, Linda comes back to the kitchen. Desert him. I hope I don't outlive the day. Get out of here. Now look, Mom. You have to go to women tonight, you and your lousy, rotten whores. Biff re-enters the kitchen. Mom, all we did was follow Biff around trying to cheer him up. Boy, what a night you gave me. That's what he says to Biff. Linda says, get out of here, both of you, and don't come back. I don't want you tormenting him anymore. Go on now. Get your things together. You can sleep in his apartment. Pick up this stuff. I'm not your maid anymore. Pick it up, you bum, you. Happy turns his back to her in refusal. Biff slowly moves over and gets down on his knees, picking up the flowers. You're a pair of animals. Not one, not other living soul would have had the cruelty to walk out on that man in a restaurant. Biff, not looking at her, is that what he said? He didn't have to say anything. He was so humiliated he nearly limped when he came in. Happy says, but Mom, he had a great time with us. Biff cutting him off violently. Shut up. Without another word, Happy goes upstairs. Linda says, You didn't even go in to see if he was all right. Biff is still on the floor in front of Linda. No, I didn't. Didn't do a damn thing. How do you like that, eh? Left him babbling in a toilet. You louse. Biff, now you hit it on the nose. He gets up and throws the flowers in the wastebasket. The scum of the earth, and you're looking at him. Get out of here. I got to talk to Boss Mom. Where is he? You're not going near him. You get out of this house. Biff, with absolute assurance, determination, no, we're going to have an abrupt conversation, him and me. You're not talking to him. Hammering is heard from outside the house off to the right. Biff turns toward the noise. Linda suddenly pleading, will you please leave him alone? Biff says, what's he doing out there? He's planting the garden. Now? Oh my God. Biff moves outside, Linda following. The light dies down on them and comes up on the center of the apron as Willie walks into it. He's carrying a flashlight, a hoe, and a handful of seed packets. He raps the top of the hoe sharply to fix it firmly and then moves to the left, measuring off the distance with his foot. He holds the flashlight to look at the seed packets, reading off the instructions. He's in the blue of night. Willie, carrots, 1/4 inch apart, rows, 1 foot rows. He measures it off, 1 foot, puts down a package, measures it off, beets. He puts down another package, measures again, lettuce. He reads the package, puts it down, 1 foot, breaks off as Ben appears at the right and moves slowly toward him. What a proposition. Terrific, terrific, because she's suffered, Ben. The woman has suffered. You understand me? A man can't go out the way he came in, Ben. A man has got to add up to something. You can't. Ben moves toward him as though to interrupt. You got to consider now. Don't answer so quick. Remember, it's a guaranteed $20,000 proposition. Now look, Ben, I want you to go through the ins and outs of this thing with me. I've got nobody to talk to, Ben, and the woman has suffered. You hear me? Ben standing still, considering. What's the proposition? It's $20,000 on the barrelhead. Guaranteed, gilt-edged. You understand? You don't want to make a fool of yourself. They might not honor the policy. How can they dare refuse? Didn't I work like a coolie to meet every premium on the nose, and now they don't pay off? Impossible. It's called a cowardly thing, William. Y'all remember that. Hey, Chels, I'm still reading. Hi, Mary. Remember, Ben is his brother, the one that went to Hawaii and all that stuff. Why, does it take more guts to stand here the rest of my life ringing up a zero? Ben, yielding. That's a point, William. And 20,000, that is something one can feel with a hand. It is there. Willie, now assured with rising power. Oh, Ben, that's the whole beauty of it. I see it like a diamond shining in the dark, hard and rough, that I can pick up and touch in my hand, not like an appointment. This would be another damn full appointment, Ben, and it changes all the aspects, because he thinks I'm not seen, see? So he spites me. But the funeral, straightening up. Ben, that funeral will be massive. They'll come from Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. And the old-timers with the strange license plates, that boy will be thunderstruck, Ben, because he never realized. I am known. Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, I am known, Ben. And he'll see it with his eyes once and for all. He'll see what I am, Ben. He's in for a shock, that boy. Ben's coming down to the hedge of the garden. He'll call you a coward. Willie, suddenly fearful. No, that would be terrible. But yeah, damn fool. No, he mustn't. I won't have that. He'll hate you, William. The gay music of the boys is heard. Oh, Ben, how do we get back to all the great times? Used to be so full of light and comradeship, the sleigh riding in winter, the ruddiness of his cheeks. Always some kind of good news coming up, always something nice coming up ahead, never even let me carry the valises in the house, and Simonizing that little red car. Why can't I give him something and not have him hate me? Ben says, well, let me think about it. He glances at his watch. I still have a little time. Remarkable proposition, but you've got to be sure you're not making a fool of yourself. Ben drifts off upstage and goes out of sight. Biff comes down from the left. Sorry, Ben drifts off stage and Biff comes from the right. Willie, suddenly conscious of Biff, turns and looks at him and then begins picking up the packages of seeds in confusion. Where the hell is that seed? Indignantly. You can't see nothing out here. They boxed in the whole goddamn neighborhood. Biff says, there are people all around here. Don't you realize that? I'm busy. Don't bother me. Biff, taking the hoe from Willie. I'm saying goodbye to you, Pop. Willie looks at him, silent, unable to move. I'm not coming back anymore. You're not going to see Oliver tomorrow? I've got no appointment, Dad. He put his arm around you, and you've got no appointment? Pop, get this now, will you? Every time I've left, it's been a fight that sent me out of here. Today, I realized something about myself, and I tried to explain it to you, and I think I'm just smart enough to make any sense out of it for you. To hell with whose fault it is or anything like that. Let's just wrap it up, eh? Come on in, we'll tell Mom. Willie, frozen and immobile, with guilt in his voice, says, No, I don't want to see her. Come on. No, I don't want to see her. Why don't you want to see her? Don't bother me, will you? What do you mean you don't want to see her? You don't want them calling you yellow, do you? This isn't your fault. It's me. I'm a bum. Now come inside. Did you hear what I said? Willie pulls away and goes by himself into the house, and Biff follows. Linda says, Did you plant, dear? Biff, at the door, says to Linda, All right, we had it out. I'm going, and I'm not writing anymore. Linda going to Willie in the kitchen. I think that's the best way, dear, because there's no use drawing it out. You'll just never get along. Willie doesn't respond. Biff says, People ask where I am and what I'm doing. You don't know and you don't care. That way it'll be off your mind and you can start brightening up again, all right? That clears it, doesn't it? Willie's silent, and Biff goes to him. You going to wish me luck, Scout? He extends his hand. What do you say? Linda, shake his hand, Willie. Willie, turning to her, seething with hurt. There's no necessity to mention the pen at all, you know. Biff gently. I've got no appointment, Dad. Willie. He put his arm around. Dad, you're never going to see what I am. So what's the use of arguing? If I strike oil, I'll send you a check. Meantime, forget I'm alive. Willie to Linda. Spite. See? Biff shakes hands. Dad? Not my hand. I was hoping not to go this way. Well, this is the way you're going. Goodbye. Biff looks at him, turns sharply, and goes to the stairs. Willie stops him. May you rot in hell if you leave this house. Exactly what is it you want from me? I want you to know, on the train, in the mountains, in the valleys, wherever you go, that you cut your life for spite. No. Willie says, Spite is the word of your undoing, and when you're down and out, remember what you did. When you're rotting somewhere beside the railroad tracks, remember, and don't you dare blame it on me. Biff says, I'm not blaming it on you. I won't take the rap for this, you hear? Happy comes down the stairs and stands at the bottom step, watching. That's just what I'm telling you. Willie sinking into a chair with full accusation. You're trying to put a knife in me. Don't think I don't know what you're doing. All right, phony. Then let's lay it on the line. He whips the rubber tube out of his pocket and puts it on the table. Happy says, You crazy. Linda, Biff. She moves to grab the hose, but Biff holds it down with his hand. Leave it there. Don't move it. Willie, not looking at it. What is that? Biff, you know goddamn well what that is. I never saw that. You saw it. The mice didn't bring it into the cellar. What's this supposed to do? Make a hero out of you? This supposed to make me sorry for you? Never heard of it. There'll be no pity for you, you hear? No pity. Willie to Linda. You hear the spite? Biff, no, you're going to hear the truth, what you are and what I am. Linda says, stop it. Willie says, spite. Happy coming down toward Biff. You cut it now. Biff to Happy, the man don't know who we are. The man is going to know. To Willie, we never told the truth for 10 minutes in this house. Happy, we always told the truth. Hi, Darcia, come on in. I'm almost done. We are just a few pages away, y'all. You're snowed in? Oh my goodness. Stay warm, Jeannie. Thank you, Darcia. I appreciate the thumb. Biff turning on him. You big blow. Are you the assistant buyer? You're one of the two assistants to the assistant, aren't you? Happy. Well, you're practically full of it. We all are. And I'm through with it. To Willie. Now hear this, Willie. This is me. Willie, I know you. Biff, you know why I had no address for 3 months? I stole a suit in Kansas City and I was in jail. To Linda, who's sobbing. Stop crying. I'm through with it. Linda turns away from them, her hands covering her face. Willie says, I suppose that's my fault. Biff says, I stole myself out of every good job since high school. And whose fault is that? And I never got anywhere because you blew me so full of hot air I could never stand taking orders from anybody. That's whose fault it is. Willie, I hear that. Linda, don't, Biff. It's goddamn time you heard that. I had to be big boss shot in 2 weeks and I'm through with it. Then hang yourself for spite. Hang yourself. Biff, no, nobody's hanging himself. Willie, I ran down 11 flights with a pen in my hand today and suddenly I stopped. You hear me? And in the middle of that office building, you hear this? I stopped in the middle of the building and I saw the sky. I saw the things that I love in this world, the work, the food, time to sit, smoke. And I looked at the pen and I said to myself, what the hell am I grabbing this for? Why am I trying to become what I don't want to be? What am I doing in an office, making a contemptuous, begging fool of myself when all I want is out there waiting for me? The minute I say who I am, why can't I say, Willie? Why can't I say that, Willie? He tries to make Willie face him, but Willie pulls away and moves to the left. Willie, with hatred, threateningly says, the door of your life is wide open. Pop, I'm a dime a dozen, and so are you. Willie turning on him now in an uncontrolled outburst. I'm not a dime a dozen. I'm Willie Loman, and you are Biff Loman. Biff starts for Willie, but is blocked by Happy. In his fury, Biff seems on the verge of attacking his father. Hey, Laura. Oh, stay safe out there, Jeannie. A blizzard. Oh, my gosh. Biff says, I'm not a leader of men, Willie, and neither are you. You were never anything but a hard-working drummer who landed in the ash can like all the rest of them. I'm $1 an hour, Willie. I tried 7 states and couldn't raise it. $1 an hour. Do you gather my meaning? I'm not bringing home any prizes anymore, and you're going to stop waiting for me to bring them home. Willie, directly to Biff, you vengeful, spiteful mutt. Biff breaks from Happy. Willie, in fright, starts up the stairs. Biff grabs him. At the peak of his fury, Pop, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. Pop, can't you understand that? There's no spite in it anymore. I'm just what I am. That's all. Biff's fury has spent itself and he breaks down sobbing, holding on to Willie, who dumbly fumbles for Biff's face. Willie, astonished. What are you doing? What are you doing? To Linda, why is he crying? Biff, crying and broken. Will you let me go for Christ's sake? Will you take that phony dream and burn it before something happens? I'll go in the morning. Put him to bed. Exhausted, Biff moves up the stairs to his room. Willie, after a long pause, astonished and elevated. Isn't that remarkable? Biff, he likes me. Linda, he loves you, Willie. Happy, always did, Pop. Willie, oh, Biff, he cried to me. He is choking with his love and now cries out his promise. That boy, that boy's going to be magnificent. Ben appears in the light just outside the kitchen. Ben, yes, outstanding, with 20,000 behind him. Linda, sensing the racing of his mind fearfully and carefully. Now come to bed, Willie. It's all settled now. Willie, finding it difficult not to rush out of the house. Yes, we'll sleep. Come on, go to sleep, Hap. Ben, and it does take a great kind of man to crack the jungle. In accents of dread, Ben's idyllic music starts up. Happy, his arm around Linda. I'm getting married, Pop. Don't forget it. I'm changing everything. I'm going to run that department before the year is up. You'll see, Mom. He kisses her. Ben, the jungle is dark but full of diamonds, Willie. Willie turns and moves, listening to Ben. Linda says, be good. You're both good boys. Just act that way. That's all. Happy says, night, Pop. He goes upstairs. Linda says to Willie, come, dear. Ben, with greater force. One must go in, fetch a diamond out. Willie to Linda as he moves slowly along the edge of the kitchen toward the door. I just want to get settled down, Linda. Let me settle alone for a while. Linda, almost uttering her fear, I want you upstairs. Willie, taking her in his arms. In a few minutes, Linda, I couldn't sleep right now. Go on, you look awful tired. And he kisses her. Ben says, not like an appointment at all. The diamond's rough, hard to touch. Willie says, go on now, I'll be right up. Linda says, I think this is the only way, Willie. Sure, it's the best thing. Ben says, best thing. Willie, only way, everything is going to be, go on, kid, get to bed. You look tired. Linda says, come right up. Willie says, 2 minutes. Linda goes into the living room, then reappears in her bedroom, and Willie moves just outside the kitchen door. And Willie says, loves me. Wonderingly, how always loved me. Isn't that a remarkable thing? Ben, he'll worship me for it. Ben with promise. It's dark there, but full of diamonds. Willie, can you imagine that magnificence with $20,000 in his pocket? Linda calling from her room. Willie, come up. Willie calling into the kitchen. Yes, yes, coming. It's very smart you realize that, don't you, sweetheart? Even Ben sees it. I gotta go, baby. Bye. Bye. Going over to Ben, almost dancing. Imagine. When the mail comes, he'll be ahead of Bernard again. Ben says, a perfect proposition all around. Did you see how he cried to me? Oh, if I could kiss him, Ben. Time, William, time. Oh, Ben, I always knew one way or another we were going to make it, Biff and I. Ben looking at his watch. The boat will be late. He moves slowly off into the darkness. Willie, elegically turning to the house. Now, when you kick off, boy, I want a 70-yard boot. And get right down the field under the ball. And when you hit low and hit hard, because it's important, boy. He swings around and faces the audience. There's all kinds of important people in the stands, and the first thing you know, suddenly realizing he's alone. Ben? Ben, what do I? He makes a sudden movement of search. Ben, how do I? Linda calling. Willie, you coming up? Willie uttering a gasp of fear, whirling about as if to quiet. Shh! He turns around a bit as if to find his way. Sounds, faces, voices seem to be swarming in upon him, and he flicks them, crying, shh, shh. Suddenly music, faint and high, stops him. It rises in intensity, almost to an unbearable scream. He goes up and down on his toes, rushes around the house. Shh! Linda, Willie! There's no answer. Linda waits. Biff gets up off his bed. He's still in his clothes. Happy sits up. Biff stands listening. Linda with real fear. Willie, answer me, Willie! There is the sound of a car starting and moving away at full speed. Linda, no! Biff rushing down the stairs. Pop! As the car speeds off, the music crashes down in a frenzy of sound, which becomes the soft pulsation of a single cello string. Biff slowly returns to his bedroom. He and Happy gravely don their jackets. Linda slowly walks out of her room. The music has developed into a dead march. The leaves of day are appearing over everything. Charlie and Bernard, somberly dressed, appear and knock on the kitchen door. Biff and Happy slowly descend the stairs to the kitchen as Charlie and Bernard enter. All stop a moment when Linda, in clothes of mourning, bearing a little bunch of roses, comes through the draped doorway into the kitchen. She goes to Charlie, takes his arm. Now all move toward the audience. Through the wall line of the kitchen, at the limit of the apron, Linda lays down the flowers, kneels, and sits back on her heels, and all stare down at the grave. Hello, Nana's house. Now we have the Requiem, which is only a couple of pages. Hold on, I got a message or something. Okay. Charlie. It's getting dark, Linda. Linda doesn't react. She stares at the grave. Biff, how about it, Mom? Better get some rest, eh? They'll be closing the gate soon. Linda makes no move. Pause. Happy's deeply angered. He had no right to do that. There was no necessity for it. We would have helped him. Charlie grunting, Biff, come along, Mom. Linda, why didn't anybody come? Charlie, it was a very nice funeral. Linda, but where are all the people he knew? Maybe they blame him. Charlie, no, it's a rough world, Linda. They wouldn't blame him. Linda, I can't understand it at this time especially. First time in 35 years we were just about free and clear. He only needed a little salary. He was even finished with the dentist. Charlie, no man needs a little salary. I can't understand it. Biff says there was a lot of nice days when he'd come home from a trip or on Sundays, making the stoop, finishing the cellar, putting on the new porch when he built the extra bathroom and put up the garage. You know something, Charlie, there's more of him in that front stoop than in all the sales he ever made. Charlie, yeah, he was a happy man with a batch of cement. Linda, he was so wonderful with his hands. Biff said he had the wrong dreams, all wrong. Happy, almost ready to fight Biff. Don't say that. Biff, he never knew who he was. Charlie, stopping Happy movements in reply, says to Biff, nobody dast blame this man. You don't understand. Willie was a salesman, and for a salesman, there's no rock bottom to life. He don't put a bolt to a nut. He don't tell you the law or give you medicine. He's a man way out there in the blue, riding on a smile and a shoe shine. And when they start not smiling back, that's an earthquake. And then you get yourself a couple spots on your hat and you're finished. Nobody dast blame this man. A salesman has got to dream, boy. It comes with the territory. Biff says, Charlie, the man didn't know who he was. Happy, infuriated. Don't say that. Biff, why don't you come with me, Happy? Happy says, I'm not licked that easily. I'm staying right in this city and I'm going to beat this racket. He looks at Biff, his chin set. The Lohman brothers. Biff, I know who I am, kid. Happy says, all right, boy, I'm going to show you and everybody else that Willie Lohman did not die in vain. He had a good dream. It's the only dream you can have, to come out number one, man. He fought it out here, and this is where I'm going to win it for him. Biff says, with a hopeless glance at Happy, bends toward his mother, and let's go, Mom. Linda, I'll be with you in a minute. Go on, Charlie. He hesitates. I want to, just for a minute. I never had a chance to say goodbye. Charlie moves away, followed by Happy. Biff remains a slight distance up and left of Linda. She sits there, summoning herself. The flute begins, not far away, playing behind her speech. And Linda says, forgive me, dear. I can't cry. I don't know what it is, but I can't cry. I don't understand it. Why did you ever do that? Help me, Willie. I can't cry. It seems to me that you're just on another trip. I keep expecting you, Willie. Dear, I can't cry. Why did you do it? I search and search and search, and I can't understand it, Willie. I made the last payment on the house today. Today, dear. There'll be nobody home. Then a sob rises in her throat. We're free and clear. Sobbing more, fully released, We're free. We're free. Biff lifts her to her feet, moves upright with her in his arms. Linda sobs quietly. Bernard and Charlie come together and follow him, followed by Happy. Only the music of the flute is left on the darkening stage as over the house the hard towers of the apartment buildings rise into sharp focus, and the curtain falls. There. Done. Did you? I hope y'all did. Well, that makes me tear up a little bit. She says she couldn't cry for him. And all the time, she never knew. It looks like she never knew that he had an affair. And then they didn't let it all out. I think he decided to wreck the car so that she could have the money. Is that what y'all get out of it? I hope I'm right in that. I don't know for sure. Okay, Sharon. Sharon, are you ready to come up here? Sharon's got to tell us something. I'll wait for you to come in down below and then give me the thumbs up and I'll put you up here. Okay. Oh, I see. It was time for the green toy. Thank you. Mr. Fiber filled the green toy for me. Yeah, Biff carried the weight of the affair. He sure did. Which I think he probably wouldn't have if he had not found out the way he did. That's what I think did it. Yeah. And he had a lot of guilt why he acted the way he did. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a very odd book because reading something that with that kind of language from before, you know, the way they wrote and spoke was different back then. Oh, I hear her coming. I heard the little bleep.
I just had to hit the right button.
I haven't heard that beep in a while. I was like, oh, almost scared me.
I'm like, oh yeah, if I scroll down, then there's the button.
It's hard. It's all of the screens are different anymore.
I don't go live because I'm just tiny.
Well, when I was live on a couple of lives, I couldn't find the comments. I don't know how to do comments.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway. Okay, y'all, I want Sharon to tell you what she's going to do because I don't know if I really explained it all that well the other day.
I think you did.
I did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell them what you wanted to tell them anyway. So
okay.
Sharon is going to do a project and she wanted our help with it because she has a smaller channel than I do. And she didn't think that she would get as much coverage for it with her channel. So that's why I said, well, why don't you come over and tell us? So.
And the original thing started out as your idea.
Well, I guess that is true, isn't it? So you're talking about how I did the blankets for Duty, Ron, and Ed.
Yep.
And asked everyone to send me a square.
And I thought that was such a great idea, showing how many people care. And with the Dylan Rounds case, his mom says that Dylan Rounds was missing about 9 months ago. the end of May, and
Okay.
they just put up charges against James Brenner for
Correct.
murder.
Correct.
They're 99.9% sure that he's dead and that Brenner murdered him. They just can't find the body yet, and Brenner ain't talking.
Right.
But Dylan's mom says that sunflowers were his favorite flower.
Mm-hmm.
And she is sending out packets of sunflower seeds to different states, to people that she has contacts with, and they're distributing them there to plant in his memory. So I thought, with us being crafters, and I thought we could maybe make sunflower squares, and I could put them together and make a blanket and send it to her, either for her to keep or her to raffle off to help fund whatever. She's had
Right.
EquiSearch help her looking for her son's body. She has reached out to other families going through this. She is an amazingly strong woman, and I have a lot of
Ah,
respect for her,
me too.
because
Me too.
it's not just me, help me. It's, all right, I've got the time to look for my son. I've got the time and the strength to fight the police and to fight law enforcement and make sure justice goes through. And how can I help other parents going through this too? And I just think that that is an amazing way to think and act, to for her to reach out to other people, even though she's going through the pain and the heartache. And the fact that she and her ex-husband have done a
I know.
united front, whether
Yes.
they're divorced or not, they've done a united front for the news and for law enforcement and fought together for
Mhm.
justice.
Yeah, that's been amazing watching how they have interacted through this whole thing. They have stood by each other through this whole thing.
And it's just the strength of their human kindness. And I
Mhm.
want to do something to show that we care.
Yeah. So we want do we want does it matter which square? Can you wanna tell us what size you want to do? What size square?
Um, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think at least an 8 inch. You're
Yeah,
gonna need at least an 8 for it to be.
I know Bago Day has a pretty good tutorial for a sunflower square.
I hadn't even thought of that. She does have one.
And you can make it any style you want, any shade.
Mhm.
If you want to do a square with wheat on it or something, because he was a farmer out in Utah. So, if you want to do some other motif on it, that's fine. I'll put it together.
Okay.
I'm going to use light blue to put it together,
Okay.
or like a sky blue.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea. So sunflowers in the sky. Yeah, that's a great idea.
And I've been fiddling around with making a shawl.
Oh, okay, I see it. Look at the center. Oh,
Yep,
wow.
that was the first fiddly
Oh,
one.
no,
And then this one's a little bit more.
now is that a pattern or you're just going,
This
just
the second
winging
one
it?
is the pattern. The second one I did Bago Day's Love of My Life shawl, because it has like squared off panels
So you just
to
use
it.
the colors you wanted with it.
Yep, and then I added a little bit for the edge of the flower petal.
Okay.
And these two were mock-ups. The real yarn just came in.
I did that. I did that when we did that seam double shawl. I did a
Yep.
mock up and used and that's actually my favorite one.
Yeah, and I was just trying to figure out which looked best, how to best do it. I wanted it to look like a flower and not the sun.
Oh, it does. It does look like a flower. That center really makes a difference on there.
Hmm. And I think for the one I'm actually going to do, because that was done with 4-weight yarn, and I ordered sport weight, so it'll be a little lighter for a shawl.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the petals different lengths, like a long one next to a short one with a long one. So
Ah,
it'll look a little bit more like a flower and less like a sunburst.
that's awesome. I like
So
that.
it took actually working it out, but I'm going to keep the other sunflower one and wear that one.
I know that's wonderful. It looks good. I like it. And I like that where you put the green on the sides too. That looks good. So have you done an official video for this yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So if you do, then you let me know, give me the link, and
Okay.
then I will do a video also and let everybody know. And
I'll
then
try to get it done tomorrow as long as my daughter has school.
yeah. Okay.
She's 12, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
do videos if she's home because she's
Always something going
in there.
on. Yeah.
And
And
then the
she's
cat.
oh, blame it on the cat.
He's a doll. He's such a sweetheart. Actually, it's been the weather lately. I've been in pain.
Yeah. That's why I brought the whole fibromyalgia. I know that it's affecting a lot of people. I know it is.
Yeah. It's the damp, the cold, and tonight it's been raining for at least a full 24 hours, and it's been back and forth. Yeah, probably DK yarn for the blanket.
Okay. So that was another question. So let's talk about this a little bit more. So we want to do DK yarn. We want to do sunflower motif, and we want the colors to match with sky blue.
Yep.
Okay. And probably at least an 8-inch square.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want them to border it or will it matter? Because are you going to border it and put them together like I did?
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't necessarily have to have a border on it. It just needs to be at least 8 inches.
Right.
Yeah. And when I did that, and I actually had some that even though someone, did one, it came out just slightly smaller than an 8-inch. And I just added an extra row of yarn around it to put it together. So it will work out. But
Yep.
how many do you think you are going to need? Now with mine, I did like 60, I want to say 64 squares
Okay.
for each of those blankets.
Because I'll make some too to put in it. So
Yeah.
whatever I don't get, I'll make up.
Okay.
And I can put like plain squares in too.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yeah.
all have to be sunflower.
I don't know if I even did on either of those. I still have the plain ones
Yep.
for myself because I wanted to make sure that
There was lots
everybody
of color.
that made it, well, that everybody that made one
Yep.
with a pattern that they got into the blanket.
I know mine got into Ed's because I had the skulls.
Yes. Perfect. It was perfect. Okay. Does it
How many
matter how many?
squares? 2 or 3? 4? 2 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, sunflowers to match a light blue. It's like a teal blue. Because I won some yarn from Carrie, the Yarny Elephant,
Uh-huh.
and she's sending me some of what she's sending me is a decent quantity of light blue.
Ah, cool. That'll be good. Want us to do 10 squares each or 8? No, 8-inch squares. So the square, the size of the square, at least 8 inches. That's what I mean, Sandy. So don't do like a small and don't do a super huge one either. Just at least 8 inches is what we're saying.
Yeah, and 2 to 4 squares should do.
And 2 to 4 squares each should do. Okay, so do you have a PO box?
No,
Okay.
but I trust everybody.
Yeah, but we're not
I
going to
know.
say it here.
Right. Contact Jill. She'll give you my address. Is
I
that
was
a good
going to
one?
say we can do that. Well, they can either contact me or email you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if my email is on
Your
my
about
site.
page.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It
Okay.
might be. I'm technically an idiot when it comes to technology.
Oh, it's hard. It's changing so much. I'm to the point now that I'm like trying to start to shrink into myself. I'm not going to do Pinterest anymore, and I'm not going to do that. I started to try to do the TikTok, and I'm like, so no, I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing Twitter anymore. And it's like I'm not.
I just do Facebook and YouTube.
I know, and well,
My
and I
daughter is more technically savant than I am.
so 2 to 4,
Yeah.
4, Cindy. Okay, Joan may have your address.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Did
y'all
you
can
have?
contact anybody wants to, contact me. That would be fine. And then I will email you, Sharon, and make sure your email works. So when I talk
Okay.
about it, and then you do the same. You can talk about your email when you do your video.
Yep.
And
Because
that way we have
the house number changed, but I'm still in the same complex
okay.
from where I was. But
All
that
right.
was as of the end of October.
Okay. All right.
But this should
So
be fun. And she's
yeah.
I like it when people can be inspiring, even though they're going
Yes.
through tough times.
Yes.
Because I try to do
Absolutely.
that. Life hasn't been easy.
Can I add you on Facebook?
Yes.
And I don't know, you're in my group.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have a chat there
I'm
too.
in the chat group, and I just
Because
sent
we can
pictures that are pending, or at least they were pending,
okay.
to the Facebook page.
So what I was going to say is, I mean, you could always messenger too.
Yes, you can message me in the Fiber Floozie chat,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because that's just us, and that's private.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's public. You don't want to
Okay.
put your address and stuff in there.
Okay.
I wouldn't put your address stuff in there because it is fairly public. You have to be. They tell you that when you go into that group chat. But what I was saying is that's a good place to start where you could actually ask somebody, well, hey, can we message, privately or whatever. So, okay, Annie. So she wants us to get her. So Sharon is going to make a sunflower blanket in honor of Dylan Rounds. And she's wanting to send it to Dylan's mother so that she can either have it or she could do a
Auction or donation or
auction
whatever
or
she wants.
raffle or something like that with it or whatever. So she wants us to make squares to send to her, and we're going to do this through email so we don't publicly make Sharon's address public. I don't want to do that. So we'll do it all through.
Especially not right now, because the X is due out May 1st.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to get out for a while.
Yep. Did 13 years out of 20.
Okay. That's probably eligibility time then.
It's not parole. It's good time.
Yeah.
Because he's done programs and he's done classes and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay. That's a whole nother story.
Yep. And I have a box of his stuff that needs to be returned to him because that I've been court ordered to hold on to until his release.
Well,
Because
then
I've got to contact the police department so I can drop it off there or something.
either there or it needs to go to his parole officer, and his parole officer can give it to him.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a parole off. Well, he
will. He will have somebody to report to.
I don't know if he's being paroled to New York to his family.
Yeah.
They won't tell me because I'm not next of kin. HIPAA, HIPAA. I've called the prison and they won't take it because they don't want the responsibility if something turns up missing. And he files a claim, which he's that nice.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my son said he's taking the week off to spend it here. whenever
Oh,
it
good.
is.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good deal.
because he's protecting his sister and his mama.
That's good. Okay. Well, thanks for coming up. I like that. I like that idea. I really like that idea. So sunflower squares, and you probably, I'm going to tell you this right now because this was my experience with the blankets, but you probably will get enough of them that you can make at least 2, maybe more.
However many I make, I will send them out. And if she wants to share it with her ex's side of the family or people that have helped her
Right.
keep the website up, or Twyla at Equisearch, or
Yeah.
whoever, she's got enough brains and heart to figure out where it will be best
Oh, yeah.
used.
She will. She will
She's
absolutely do that. And
she's
she'll be
amazed
sick.
me with her compassion and her smarts and just her public speaking. And
Well, she's no fuss.
yeah,
No fuss, no muss. She tells it like it is.
yep,
Yeah. But she's no stupid.
no,
That's for sure.
no, and she's
She tell-
strong.
She's strong. She tells it like it is, but she is not stupid by any means. So
Oh,
yeah, I respect her a lot because I don't know that I'd have been that put together.
no, I don't think I would be.
It's just not. It's just such a hard thing.
So if
But
we
they,
can show her how much support there is behind her in a physical, she can touch it way,
yeah,
I think that'll be good.
yeah, yeah. Because it is kind of. She sends out the seeds. They're doing the seeds, but it's not like it's not a tangible thing right now.
Yeah.
You
A
know what I mean?
blanket she can hold on to, a shawl she can wrap around her like a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Jax calls shawls hugs.
She does. Yeah. Yep.
And prayers for Jax because
And
she
she's
just,
still is she still out with yeah.
yeah, things didn't go well.
Okay. All
Things
right.
did not go well.
I hadn't heard an update on that yet.
I just saw something on Facebook and I'm like, is that our Jax? And I'm like, oh, that is our Jax because Nisi commented on it. So things did not end well.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry
She's
to hear that.
not doing okay.
Oh, I bet not. I bet not. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I had heard that somewhere. Might have been Nisi's. Might have been her live where she had said something about it.
Probably because hers was the comment that I saw, and that's how I knew it was our Jax.
Okay.
Our Jax, yeah,
The community's Jax.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're a family. We're a huge, spread out family, and some of us talk to each other more than others, but we all love each other.
Good night, Sandy. We are
Bye, Sandy.
we are headed out too. So I want to thanks for coming up.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for
Yeah.
spreading the word and starting the idea in the first place.
Oh, well, I wasn't, I probably wasn't the first one. I would say the first one might have been when mm, in Florida. Why can I not think of her name? Crafty Floridian.
Billy.
Remember? Everybody made stuff for Billy.
Okay, and then I remember making Christmas ornaments for Crystal that
Yeah.
back the day.
Yeah, I think the Billy thing might have been before that. But yeah, everybody made stuff for Crystal, but it was when Billy was she was having some surgery or something,
Okay.
if I remember. And I remember, the idea of the blankets and it just sounded like a great idea, and I kind of had that in the back of my mind whenever I decided to do the other blanket,
And I
these
think it's so
blankets.
great because everybody puts a little bit of their own
Yes.
personality in it. Everybody's got a slightly different style. I mean, you can find patterns wherever. I don't care if they're knit or crocheted. I'm going to crochet around them and put them together because I'm horrible at knitting.
Well, I would like to tell you that I'm going to be very industrious and knit you one, but I'm
Okay,
not so sure that I'm going to get one of those knitted. It
that's
might be a
okay.
lot faster and easier for me to get one to you if I crochet it. I probably could knit it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I have had small time knitting, and my edges look like really crooked. But it takes practice, and I know if I sat down and practiced it, I'd get better at it. But there's
Yes,
so much to learn in crochet.
I know. There's so much, always something to learn. Oh, cutoff date. Maybe we should.
Um,
Have you thought about that? Because we're sitting at the middle of March.
the end of May.
That's what I was kind of thinking. By June 1st, you want to get them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he disappeared the end of May.
Did he?
Yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend.
So by Memorial Day, it would be really nice if we could get it to her by then. But
I doubt it. That's too.
that's kind of pushing it, though. I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you, that's kind of
I
pushing
mean
it.
I'm home all the time, but not everybody else is.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad it was warm for
Aw,
you. Oh, that's cool. She wore that. She was it that the black and white hat? I think it was the
oh,
black
the
and
paw
white knit
hat.
one.
Those are
Yeah,
adorable.
yeah,
Those are coming out so good.
yep. I like making them. I really do. Okay, time to go. It's been almost 2 hours now.
Oh, yeah, I didn't remember that much about Death of a Salesman. I remember it from high school,
Yep.
but I
And the
didn't
book,
remember the whole story.
and I need to tell everyone again what the book is for. This is the one we're doing starting next week.
I just got it in yesterday from Amazon.
So it's by Paul Holes and it's called Unmasked. It's My Life Solving America's Cold Cases. And this is the book we're doing for next. This is our next book for book club. Okay. Okay. Sunflower Squares. Be heading your way soon.
Awesome.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have
Bye.
a
Thank
great
you,
night.
guys.
Love y'all.